Hello guys, welcome to the next lecture. In the last lecture, I discussed about mixed computer architecture, or we can say the computer language. And also I discussed about what are the registers in the mixed computer language and how the memory is arranged, how the processor works and everything. And now moving on to next thing, uh, there are a lot of other things that we need to know about mix. Things about mix and Uh, so basically there are a lot of operations, fundamental operations which we can do, like fundamental operations like add, subtraction, multiplication, or maybe these kind of things. There are other as well, like load data into a register, save data into memory, these kind of things. There are a lot of other operations through which we can say that add means take the data from a register, add it with data from X register, put whatever comes into the memory. So that will be done by save data into the memory. So there are a lot of other instructions which are there in the mixed computer language, but we're gonna not discuss all of these here. And as we will proceed further, I will be discussing those as well, uh, like what are these instructions and how these works, because as I will be going through certain examples, then I will be briefly explaining about how these things works and how higher level language like C or C++ code turn into, like we have C++ code, how this code turn into these things. We will be discussing it later, but here we will be moving to the basic concept that we need to know about the computer programming. The next thing that we need to know about computer programming is the subroutines, coroutines. What are these things? So let's move on to our next topic, which is subroutines. Here we will be discussing today about subroutines. What are subroutines? What are coroutines? These are fundamental principles in programming. I will be explaining it properly so that you can relate it with the higher level languages that you know, either it's Python or it's C or C++ or whatever. Now let's dive into what does subroutine means. What is a subroutine? Now, if you have done some sort of coding in either C++ or C or even Java, there is something called function calling. Like here we have our main program. This is our main program, and here is our function. We can give it a name or whatever. From here, like this main program have 10 lines of code, sorry, 5 lines of code, uh, and from third line we are calling this function, whatever name we have assigned to it. Then this function will be called subroutine of this program. So what is subroutine? Subroutine is, in the terms of the level languages, subroutine is basically the function that you call from your main program. You call this function, this will do its instructions, and this will then return the control back to here, and then this program gonna move on to next instruction and finish this program. So this is called subroutine. Now moving on further, what is coroutine? It's basically subroutine, then again subroutine. Now this is our main program, this is our subroutine, this is this is our coroutine. From here, 1 2 3 4, Second, call the subroutine, this one. And in subroutine there is some instruction which is calling other function in it, like this one. So that's gonna call coroutine. So this is subroutine of this program, this is coroutine of this program. So I hope that you got the idea about subroutine and coroutine, which is a quite fundamental programming principle. Okay. Now the takeaway from this is that the subroutine is called function call, and coroutine is also a kind of function call, but but at a lower level it's a different thing. Subroutine is a function call, that's it. In higher language, function call. Like moving on to an example, like if we are doing some sort of we are printing an array, we are getting an array from the sorry, let me start again. In C++, we are getting input from user. Here we are writing a program. We are getting input from user, and then we are outputting it, put it on the screen. Then we will be getting input, then we will be putting output on screen. Output on screen. So in this kind of the program, what we can do, we can make two subroutines. Our input thing will be one subroutine, our output thing will be other subroutine, and this will be our main program, which will call this subroutine first, then this subroutine second. So this is the subroutine kind of stuff at the very higher level languages like C++. I hope that you understand what is the meaning of subroutine and coroutine in terms of the programming languages. Now we're gonna move further on with the next section in the next video lecture. Thanks for watching. Do consider subscribing, like and share. Thank you.